Hello, it's Dominique. Today I want to share with you two mini flip albums that I made recently. I used the Midnight Berry from DCWV stack of paper, 12 by 12. They're magnificent, make a lot of foil and nice designs of lace and doilies and really nice, and some have displays as well. They're really nice paper. I made those two, and I already had used a couple of sheets in other projects, and I still have quite a bit here, and even some sheets I had not used in the first project. So and I still have all those little pieces here, so there's room for another project. I even kept a couple of the little cards here for another project, so I'll be working on that later. So I wanted to make one mini flip, not too big because they're very popular. People like them, they want to buy them. So I wanted to make a not so big one, and I started with this one, and it ended up being quite chunky. So I had to make another one that was smaller. But I had so many pieces of paper left and sheets of paper left that I said, okay, that's not a problem. I'll have two, and that's it. They're so popular anyways. Everybody wants them. Also, I want to share with you the paper that I've used. I just made yesterday I made a video, a little tutorial to show how to create with the space that you have with your in your flip albums, because the thing is that because this flip here has a spine, so you're kind of limited in the thickness, the chunkiness of your album that it can be. Sometimes you make albums with just sheets that flip, and then it ends up being like this. It doesn't matter too much, even though you still have to put photos in, so it might become bigger. But in this case, you have to be careful because you're limited with the second hinge here. Also, I made that video showing how to use the space here, and sometimes I was a little bit out of frame, so I want to show you here. So what I was talking about is the space that you have left for your two pages before you attach them. So that's something that is important, and I highly suggest that you do all the inside, and this one here, the third flap, even though it's made with chipboard, I recommend that this one too is made because it's part of the inside once you've flipped it. So you have to know what space you have left, and also where to put your sheets to attach your your pages, where to attach them with the hinge to the spine. So I'm showing you right now. If you want to watch that video, it's the one I made just before this one. Also, I was talking about different cardstock. So here I always use the Paper Studio cardstock packs for all my albums. Here I use this one. I prefer this one from the coordination. I noticed that this paper is probably not as soft, not only because it doesn't bend as much like this, but when you cut with your cutter, your paper cutter, if your blade is a little dull, you'll see that the other paper, the coordination, rips. Like underneath it rips. Sometimes it even catches, and then you can't go, and then you've torn all the inside of the piece of paper that you needed. As of this one, when you cut it, even though your blade is getting dull a little bit, it's still a clean cut. So that's one of the reasons I use it. And also I've used I use the heavyweight for the hinges, because I do my little stack and fold hinge system that I created, and it has to be sturdy paper. You could check for the watercolor paper. The one I was showing you on my tutorial yesterday, maybe it was not the right kind of watercolor paper. It was given to me by a friend, and she said try on that and see. Don't buy a pack of paper if you don't know if it's going to be right, because Christine from Scrapbooking Rabbit uses it, and it doesn't seem like it's tearing. So maybe I didn't have the right one, but anyways, I wanted to try something else, and I thought that this one would be just good enough. So I use that for the hinges. And also, if I would make a page, just a page that is not a pocket page that has two layers of paper, I would probably go with this one too, because it's pretty sturdy. And if you mat them with paper and then you add flips and everything, it makes them really rigid. So I would still go with this one. if I wouldn't want to make any pocket page with my pages. So that's that. So I'm going to show you the two albums. So this one here is the first one. I used this pattern paper with a kind of a frame here, and I added little pearls or blings here in the center of the flowers. I didn't want to overdo it, and I really wanted the focal point to be the flowers here, and also this little cross stitching that I made. And it says happiness blooms from within. I thought it was nice because the flowers are really present in all the paper from the paper collection, so I wanted to have the flower theme kind of for the little saying. So I popped that, this is really tiny canvas, I think it's 24, and I put a piece of chipboard underneath, and I've glued that on a piece of chipboard covered with paper, and just a little piece of lace and ribbon here. I put some blings here and some here too that are kind of gold. They were on the yellow page of stickers with other colors like oranges, but I thought they were kind of gold, so I said that's perfect. And here for the hinge, the two hinges, I use for like fabric from Hobby Lobby. This was given to me by my friend Rexanne. Hi Rexanne! So this is nice owl here. It doesn't have anything regarding owls there, but I thought it was really nice and I wanted it to be on this flip album. This is the back, and I've put a piece of ribbon here. Why here instead of here, here, and here? That's because that's where the fabric ends here on the covers. They all have the same. That's where the fabric ends, and I wanted kind of wrapping the end of the fabric so that it's not loose and it's well tucked. So that's why my paper are here. This one is a little crooked, but anyways. And this is how it looks from underneath. If you do the pages like this, you'll see that they're right. See? They will just fold a little bit on the left. So I'll open it, and so inside you have the first front cover inside. So here I made my I like so much making those little files with envelopes, so I made that. This little belly band, whatever here. This is just a little applique. This one here has a magnet, so it's a little booklet that I put in a kind of a belly band so that people can remove it and write in it. And this is the outside of the third part cover. So what I did is I used the sheet of paper that has the borders. So instead of making pockets, I decided to take that piece here. I punched 3 little holes with my tiny little punch. I think it's 1/16 or 1/32 of an inch. And then I cut 2 times. I cut like 1/32 of an inch between the 2 cuts here, because I did just the one cut, but then there was no way, sorry, that I could get the page to go, the mat here or the tag here go inside because it was too close. So by doing 2, then you have a little bit of room to tuck it in. So I just cut those 3 lines, and then I have 3 tags to put in them. Like this. Okay, now on the inside, so I have 2 flipping pages here, like regular book pages, and then I have the flip rest. So this is page 1. So here I made just a little pocket with a tag. Open this here. There's a pocket here, so you can tuck some photos, and it's really tight, so you can tuck a couple and they'll stay there, they won't fall. Here I put a little tuck space here, tuck spot. Here I made a pocket. This is just photo mat, photo mat, photo mat, photo mat. I didn't want to make pockets all over because it would have been too thick and then no room for the photos, considering it's a flip with 2 spines. So you have to limit yourself. Okay, page 2 is this one here I made. This was a little hard to make because my cards were just the same width as the page. I should have cut them, but then I realized that they were all finished and there was no way I could cut them because they all have the pockets and everything here. So here you have one with the pocket, and they all have a belly band to go in. And this one here with the pockets, really hard to get out, but we make it. This one also has a pocket here, so it's a card, And maybe I should just cut a little bit here with my corner punch, so it would be easier to get in. And this is the third one. So this one is much easier to put in because it's that way, it's not this way, so you don't get caught in them. So, and then I made the 3 belly bands and then the tuck place here. And here, as you can see, the first one doesn't have much of a gusset, but because they add up, like this one will end up being behind this one, so you have to have like 3 card thickness of a gusset here. So that's why I have like a gradually increase the thickness of my gusset so that the cards would all fit in. And I suggest to put them starting from the bottom. It's much easier if you want to put them in, because if you start from the top, then this one will catch in the pocket of the one before or upwards. So it's easier that way. So you can put photos in there and journaling, whatever. I wouldn't put too many photos, more journaling, maybe 1 photo and some journaling. So that's the one page. Here, this page here with the envelope, people really like that. When I show that at craft fairs where I go, they really like it. They say, oh wow, because it opens, like they think it's just a pocket, but it opens again. So here you have a tuck spot here. You can put some photos, you can do journaling here. And here you have corner bands. It opens again here. You have a pocket here, right here, and then a tuck spot here. And here I made 1, 2, 3 pockets, and a little one here too that you can put photos or little cards, whatever. I didn't add any tags or photo mats because it would have been too thick. Because you make a photo mat, you have like 2-3 times the thickness of one photo that's going to go on it, and I think it removes so much space to put more photos, so I decided not to make any. That's why I usually don't make that many. And this one here is here you have again tuck place here, and here you can do some journaling. I have to glue this back. I think I didn't put enough glue here. And this opens like this. It has a magnet. Opens like this. Photo mat here, journaling, whatever, a little photo. And this here is looks like just a belly band, but it's not the case. It's a double pocket. So you have this pocket here that goes all the way to here. As you can see, my photo mat, I had to put photo mats here to show what it does, so that's the only reason I made some. So you have this one here, and it's black and behind, so it stops here. And this one here goes all the way down to about here. So this is, I think it's a fun page because you expect to see just the one card, but you have 2, and they're bigger than you think. So that's a page I really like making. So that's one of them. Then in the center portion here, I made a big belly band with ribbon and trim and this little leaf kind of trim. So I made this is if you want to put like a gift card, whatever, a little message. This could be the card explaining what you're doing, what you're giving to that person to whom you are giving it. And here I just put a little applique with a piece of chipboard underneath. And you could put photos here, and there's a tuck place right here. I could put it this way. And on the last portion here, so first you have, this is a swing tab to open this flap here, but I put a little tab here to put a photo, and then just put that down here. This is Tim Holtz little frames that you can put photos in. I use that. And here you have a tuck place here, and then I think it's journaling mostly. I think not much to tuck. Oh yeah, it's just because it was kind of glued that here where it shouldn't have been. So it's good now. You can tuck something here and then do some journaling. Here you have the 2 corner bands. It goes like this. You have a pocket here, a photo mat with 2 corner bands again, and then here you have 2 pockets, like one here and one here. And then it goes with the swing tab. So these are pretty much the kind of interactions that people really like. So that's why I make them. So that's my first one. Second one here. Use the same paper collection as you can see. A little bouquet here, just simple. Just added a little butterfly from Brenda Winget. She has collections of stickers, butterfly stickers and things like that, so I really like them. And so just the flowers here. Again, I put a little bling in the center of all the little flowers, pretty much, except for the tiny ones. I didn't put any chain here because I don't want to sell it for too much, and there's a lot of work on it too. This is just the back, and again the same fur-like fabric on the two spines. So it attaches with these two ribbons. So here again, I just did the one here, little book, and there's a little pocket here if you want to put something in there, a little card, whatever. So there, it could be either put photos, but they're pretty tiny, so I think maybe it would be like use a gel pen, maybe gold or white, but I would more go with gold because that's pretty much the colors that we see on the paper collection, to write stuff in there. So here you have a tuck place with a journaling spot, and always with my little magnets. Here I have this, not always, I think this one didn't have one. No, this one didn't have one, but this one I decided to make one. So I made the magnet here, and you can put a lot of things in there. And there's a gusset here, so there's room for more. So here's a photo mat. I didn't want to do anything here because I didn't want it to get any thicker, because I didn't want to make my spines too big. So it's just photo mat. And the pages that flip, so the first one here you have a belly band or a pocket because it doesn't go through for this one tag. And this one opens like this again. So you have 1, 2, 3 pockets and the tuck place here, photo mat here, and the belly band here. There's no stopper, doesn't need to because this is kind of acting as a stopper. In here, and then you turn the page, and the same page here with the 3 belly bands for the cards. I made them a little smaller. I thought of cutting them like 1/2 inch so that it's a little looser, it's easier to manipulate. And this is, I made all the 3 bands so that it's easier to tuck in. Oh, this one I was showing my husband and I didn't put it back in there, so it's supposed to be in this spot right here. And then this one here. And again, the 3 gussets increasing, like no gusset, a little gusset, and more gusset. Same on the other side, of course. Page 2, so this is a tuck place. I use a little string. This string is hemp grain kind of string, and I buy those at Joanne. They're a package of 3 different colors. Sometimes it's like this one is all the same color, but there's like 57 yards and it's like $4, and I use a coupon 50% off, so I paid $2 for 57 yards, or meters, I think 57 meters of string. I used to buy the little spool, like maybe 2 yards for $1 when I get when they get to 50% off all the spools of ribbon and trims at Hobby Lobby. But I thought they were pretty expensive because you don't get much of them. You have more choice of colors, but they're so expensive. So when I saw that, I said that's good. So I bought the brown and then the beige like this. And I'm going to be using those a lot in the future. So here, this is just a photo mat. Here you have a little pocket. You can put a little tag or something like that. Yeah. And here's this photo mat, and opens again here, and photo mat here. So it goes like this, and like this. Page 3. So I did the same with the 2 tags, that one that goes all the way here and then this one all the way here. But I put this card on top so that people can write some journaling. So you still have the cards. So this one goes in this pocket here, and that one here that is much bigger, as you can see, goes all the way to where the glue is of this mat here. Because when you do that, the way you fold this little folding, where you glue the folding space here, you have to put to mat the space all the way here, and then that one all the way there. So so that's how you you decorate them underneath. And these I did not use glue, liquid glue. I used the tape because I really wanted them to be flat. Because sometimes when you put glue, especially because I was using the coordination, because I was out of this one here, Paper Studio cardstock. I was out of the black one, so I had to use my leftovers of the sheets I had from coordination. So I know they're not that sturdy, so if I would have put liquid glue on this to mat them, we would have seen it here underneath. Sure, because they're too soft. Okay, this center one here, I use an envelope like the little inserts or kind of wallet size mini photo flip albums that I made, like 10 of them lately. So I use one of it's the Clasp Envelope, but of course the clasp is right here, but it's metal, so I put one little tiny magnet so that it closes here. And so you have a pocket here, and then this opens like here, so you see the envelope is right here, and I punched a hole. I opened the bottom and then I punched a hole, so that's the envelope. And I made a photo mat here, and it opens again. So here you have a kind of a corner pocket, because I had this piece of paper that I wanted to use, but it was like going all the way to here and here. It was not big enough to use it. And then I cut so many of the square in the big 12 by 12 sheets, and I have a lot of those L-shape left over. So I said I'm going to use that and just kind of make a pocket. And I just put a little bit of the other pattern paper, just a little band, just to give some interest, like I did here on this belly band. So that's a way, like, I thought that sometimes you can create pages just according to what paper size or paper leftovers you have. You say, okay, I have this kind of paper, I'm going to create this and make a pocket, whatever. So I think it's a good way to use your papers and not throw so much away. So this one is just a center. I didn't want to add any more because I thought there was enough with all of this and all of these pages. So I decided just to put that. That's the bottom. It's the part of the it's part of the envelope. Yeah, that's true. So this is the middle, which is the back cover. And here I have put a nice piece of the border here to hide the spine. So here I have photo mat. This opens like this. Photo mat here. Put a pocket here, and I put a tag just so that you have a couple of tags for journaling. I think it's important to have a couple. Opens like this here, tuck place here, and you have a pocket right here, and it opens also this way, and you have tuck place, corner bands on each photo mat. So that's what it is. Hope you liked it. If you liked it, you can give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel before, you can do it right now. And also you can visit my Facebook page, which is called Scrapbooking Freak, and see whatever I make there. I put all my videos, but sometimes I add some comments or just photos, so you can see more maybe than the channel. So I'll see you next time. I'll be a little bit quieter in the next couple of weeks because I've got a lot of stuff done already, and I have to kind of get rid of some. So then when I see that some stuff goes, I'll replace them. So I'll be showing you whatever is coming in the future. So until then, see you. Bye bye. Happy scrapping.